Well, hey everybody, it's Hubby here with Just About Anything Garage, and it's time for another exciting episode of Behind the Scenes. Stuff that you have to do in order to have your YouTube channel run in general and to get your projects out, okay? And one of the things I've been doing lately, I had to take some time off, was taxes. Had to do those, right? You got to do your taxes, and this is a business, so we're running that business and doing taxes, so that's one of the things you need to do. But the other things you need to do is you need to check on previous work on occasion, right, to make sure that you did it correctly and that things aren't breaking. So what we're doing here is let's go under Big Bertha here, and what we want to do is we want to look at the repair that we did to the saddle for the rear differential, right? Remember we had the cast saddle right here, and I got lots of light under here, good. And we had to go ahead and weld it. Okay, so it's not really on correct. So the main thing that we were trying to do here is we want to get under here, we want to loosen these bolts up, we want to get it evened out, we want to put a clamp on it, see if we can't pull it together and get it, slide it more under there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this. Remember we were doing the wheels on this, the oil seal on the other side, and we're going to jack it up. We're going to get these jack stands out underneath. We're going to get it down, and we're going to actually pull it off because I want to inspect it, because I don't know if you guys can really see it or not, but there's edges to the welding here, and I don't know if they're cracks that go all the way through or not. And if it is, it means we need to replace that saddle with one of the saddles that are on the parts vehicle. We're hoping to not have to do that, but we might have to. So what we're going to do is we'll jack it up, we'll get the jack stands out from underneath it, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this one all the way off. Seems like we have to reseat it anyways, and we're going to do a thorough inspection on it. The cracks will go all the way through. We're going to replace it. If not, it may just be flash, right? It may be I put a layer on it and I didn't grind it even enough, and we're just seeing the edge of the weld here, because I can see an edge popping out. But we're going to do a nice thorough inspection on the outside and the inside. If we have to, we'll go ahead and we'll put it on the grinder or get a grinder out and touch it up to see if the crack goes all the way through. If it does, we'll switch it out. But that's some of the behind the scenes stuff, is rechecking your work, making sure everything, it's not particularly compelling, right? Except when you find that there's a problem, and then it becomes particularly compelling. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and get everything set up. We'll be right back here and we'll take a look and get that thing off, and we'll see where we stand with that, and we'll go from there. All right, so hang tight. All right, so we got it off. It wasn't hard, just need to let it off the jack and then loosen the bolts, and it came right off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at it. And what we're doing here is, what I'm concerned about, or what I've seen, is if you look right here, there's imperfections in the weld. You can see a little crack line here. It goes over like this and this, but it doesn't go through. There's nothing on the sides, there's nothing on the insides. It's all firmly welded. There, you can see where we welded. There's certainly a weld line. I think it's just grinding and welding imperfections. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put that back on. But I've got to go get some C-clamps, some bigger C-clamps or clamps of some sort, because what happens is the U-bolts go across it, right? Go up and across it, but they spread out. So what I got to do is pull the U-bolts in so we can position it at the right place of the axle, and so it'll slip right up there and we can get them evenly up and tightened up. So that's where we're at with this behind the scenes, just cleaning up some of the other stuff. We did the welding, and the welding came out and it originally fit, so we did good there. We've got, of course, those wheels back on and oil seals back in, and it's not leaking, so we're good. So behind the scenes stuff here, we're going to go ahead and get the clamps, clamp that down, and we'll be right back. We'll go ahead and get it on, and we'll have most, if not all, of that rear end stuff all taken care of, and then you can see me move on to the next project. But this is some of the stuff you do. Go back and look at your work, make sure everything's there, make sure the welds, while they're under pressure, haven't cracked or anything like that. So call it behind the scenes maintenance on repairs that you did. All right, so we'll be right back when we'll finish up with it. All right, so we're back underneath Big Bertha here, and what we did was I wrapped a strap, because I got some clamps, right? And I tried to put clamps on it to squeeze. What we need to do is squeeze this together so we can line it up in the right place. But I wasn't going to do that. So what we ended up doing is putting a strap on it to initially get it over, putting putting the saddle on and starting to tighten the saddle. And so once the saddle got a little tight, we would take this block of wood right here, put it up against the end of the saddle, whack it with a hammer on the other side, and slide it over. Now it's where it's supposed to be. It's already all the way up against the spring where it's supposed to be with that, and it's tightened down. Now you notice there's no washers, there's no lock washers, and I didn't put any thread locking material. So what I did is I peened it, right? You take your awl. I have an awl here somewhere. There it is. And you put it up between the threads and the nut like that, right? Whack it with a hammer, and that way the nut won't unscrew because you bang the threads up. So we got it on. It looks like it's fine. None of the little cracks that I initially saw in here have opened up any. So we'll check it over time. But that's part of the behind the scenes stuff, is going back, checking your stuff, making sure everything was good. It slipped a little bit. We wanted to get it back on. We wanted to check it and make sure it wasn't cracked all the way through. It's not. It's in good shape. I think that saddle's going to hold just fine. If we do end up having a problem with it, we'll pull it off again and we'll put the parts saddle on it, because we got that whole parts truck outside. But other than that, that's part of the behind the scenes stuff. And we're still watching this wheel. It's not, there's no new leaks. That's all dirty over there from when it was leaking. We're going to run it for a while. We'll drive it around and we'll see what it does, and then we'll come back and check that. But that's some of the behind the scenes stuff that you need to do, and it doesn't generally go on because you've already seen us do this. But I thought I'd just show you that it doesn't stop when you first do the fix. You got to go back and check things. All right, so that's it. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll have some of these other projects out shortly. I just wanted to throw this one out to let you know that you got to do a couple other things. All right, so we'll catch you guys again. Project stuff is coming out. Appreciate you.